Hello there, my fellow bakers. Oh, drop your pen. And welcome back to another episode of Baking with Bob. So, what are we up to today? Today we are going to be making one of my childhood favourite recipes, which is coconut macaroons. Now, you may have seen them already from the thumbnail, which is absolutely fine. I'm going to attempt two different types of macaroon today. Both the same recipe, you can follow along. The only difference is one's got jam and one hasn't. So, what do we need today for our ingredients? So, we will need 200 grams of coconut, the dried desiccated coconut. We will need 200 mils of sweetened condensed milk. We will also need vanilla essence, I believe. Let me double check. Yep, half a tablespoon of vanilla. If you like it really strong, you can reduce that down if you prefer. And that is it. We'll need a lined baking tray with a silicone mat or parchment paper. I've cutting my head off there we go. It's because I don't like my quarantine hair. And that's all we will need. So options for extras for decoration are the jam that I just mentioned, or chocolate if you want to dip them, or streak some dark bits of chocolate along the top. And that is it. So let's get started. What do we need to do first? As always, wash our hands. Okay, hands all nice and washed. Whew, hair on my face. Hands all nice and washed. I might have to wash them again now. I've just touched my face. So before we get started, I would just like to say to everybody out there, all of you that follow me every week, thank you so much. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. It really does help my channel. And on that note, let's get cracking. So, first ingredient. We are going to want 200 grams of desiccated coconut. Now, my packet actually comes in 200 grams, so I don't need to weigh this one. So let's just tip all of that into the mixing bowl. We're going to just pop that in the bin. And then we will want 200 milliliters of the condensed milk. I haven't opened mine yet, so I'm just going to open this quickly. I'm going to change the mode on my scales to milliliters, and I am just going to pour in the 200 ml. There we go, that is our 200 ml there. And then we're going to add our vanilla flavouring to this as well. So I'm going to use for mine 2 teaspoons. I don't want them to be overpoweringly vanilla on mine. I like more of the pure coconut flavour. And then you want to grab your spatula. Let's just get rid of the scales. And just make sure that is all mixed in really, really nicely. And keep stirring until everything is all combined. Wow, the smell of coconut is really overpowering. I love it. Makes me think of like the Caribbean or like a holiday. It really does smell absolutely divine. And there we go, that's all now combined and mixed in. So I'll just show you on here. You can see it's all mixed in and combined. It does still seem quite loose, but if you push down and press, you can see then it can make more sticky. So it sticks together and it should be absolutely fine. So next what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pop your oven on 350 Fahrenheit, 170 degrees centigrade, or 160 if it's a fan assisted oven. So I'll put the oven on, and then you want to grab your baking tray, lined. Again, I've just put a little bit of grease underneath to keep the paper on there. And then what you're going to want to do is, if you've got an ice cream scoop, you know the ones that have the handle with the trigger on, they're the best to use. They are really, really good for this. Or you can use a tablespoon and a teaspoon, or 2 teaspoons, whichever is best for you. And then you're just going to want to pop it on to your tray. like so. Give it a bit of a squash to keep it all together. And that is it. So I hope you can see that from above. Just in case you can't, I'm just going to show you one on this camera here. And you're going to want to fill the whole tray, leaving a nice gap, a couple of centimetres in between each one of the macaroons. And then we'll be popping that into the oven. And I believe, let me just check my baking book. Yeah, 15 to 80 minutes. 15 to 18 minutes, not 80, 18. So yes, so I'm going to crack on now and get all these on the tray. And then I will pop them in the oven and you can follow along. I want to try and keep them kind of nice and uniform in shape so they all look the same. So let's just grab another one of these, pop it on the end. Squash, make sure it's all nice and squashed together just so they stay together. There we go, let's do another one. That one out. So you might find that some of them aren't sticking very well. Just give it a bit of pressure and it should then stick. There we go. Very, very sticky fingers, as you can see. Okay, next one. Onto the tray. Press it together. There we go. Now, obviously, you can make these smaller bite-sized ones if you prefer, or you can make a good, nice deep one like I have. If you're greedy like me and you prefer a bit more than just a little bite. So, let me just grab a towel. If you are going to do the classic macaroon, that is how they should look. But I'm not just doing classic, as I said earlier, I wanted to do two types. So I'm going to pick the first three on here just because it's easier for this camera. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to get my thumb and I'm going to gently squash the middle. If the outside breaks, that's fine, push it back together, but just make a little dot in the middle. There we go. So a nice little dot in the middle on each one. Okay, so once you've got your dot in the middle, I am getting coconut everywhere, I do apologise. You want to grab some jam. Ooh, there we go, get the lid off. And then all you're going to want to do is just pop a little dollop of jam into the middle, like so. There we go. And this jam will melt and it will run and set inside the middle of the macaroons. There we go. So I'll just show you that on there as well. Can you see how I've just put a little hole in the middle and then dabbed some jam on it? And then what we're going to do, like I said, we're going to pop these into the oven for 15 to 18 minutes and then we're going to check back. So what we want is we want the tops to start to go golden and the outside, and that's how you know they're ready. So I'm going to pop these in now and I'll come back to you once I take them out. So I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so welcome back. It has been actually exactly 18 minutes. I did set a timer and then I forgot that I'd set the timer, so I didn't have time to put the video camera back on before the timer went off. But as you can see from the above image, they are done. Just gonna bring these a bit closer to this camera so you can see. They are brown, very brown. And the jam is very hot, so don't touch the jam. I did put the last bit I had in the bowl, the extra blob on. That's my tester piece, so I can eat that one straight away. Now, my next piece of advice for you is leave them on the baking tray or on the parchment if you've got another batch to put in, because one, it helps with the cooling down, and two, it'll also help with the decoration part if you're going to do the chocolate like I am. So leave them on the tray until they are at room temperature. So if you're going to follow along and do the next bit with me, I have got some dark chocolate that I'm going to pop in the microwave, and it's going to be as simple as drizzling it over the top. What I'm also going to do is I'm just going to add to my chocolate a teaspoon of whipping cream, just because I find when I do that in the microwaves it does help stop the chocolate from burning. So I'm going to do that once these have cooled down, and I'll show you how I'm going to drizzle the chocolate on the top to make it all nice and lovely. And again, I forgot to put the light on, but hey ho, you can see me because the sun is now shining and the rain has stopped. So I will check back in with you in a couple of minutes once these have got to room temperature. Okay, so I shall see you in a moment. Okay, so I have remembered to put my light on this time, and I've also melted my chocolate in the microwave now that my macaroons are nice and cool. So for this next section, it's really simple. All I'm going to do is drizzle on this chocolate over the top. Let me just see if I've got something to make it easier. Nope, I'm just going to go straight for it with a spoon. So what we're going to want to do, this is much easier with a piping bag, but because I'm not doing them all, I'm just going to do a little bit here just to show you. So I am going to get my spoon of chocolate, and I want it to be nice and drippy runny, and I am just going to add a little bit at a time on. In fact, let me see if I can do it with see if a toothpick gives me the design that I'm looking for. I want nice little runny streaks. So no, I think it's, my chocolate's starting to set already, so it's not going to run off the, I mean, you can draw it on, like so, or you can drizzle it on. Yeah, let's try the drizzle method again. See, this time I'll use a knife. Just add blobs of chocolate to the top, and then you're done. So I like to do nice little lines and blobs. Just adds to that flavour and to the overall look. Go. You can be as creative with this as you like. You don't even have to put chocolate on if you don't want to. I know some people don't like chocolate. I'm a big chocolate fan. Probably should have melted a bit more chocolate than this, but I just wanted to do it to give you an example. Draw some on of the ones that have the jam on as well. And there we go. So if I just grab one of these to show you which one's less runny, the one I've just done, the one with jam. If I bring that up close to the camera, you can see I've got my little swirl of chocolate, my jam in the middle, nice and golden on the outside. And that is it. They are done, complete. So thank you for tuning in yet again. Again, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because once I get to a certain number I will be giving a giveaway. Not only that, but if you have baked along with me today or for any of the past videos that I've done, please feel free to upload them to the social medias. I'll put them along the bottom here if I can. And that's it. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and come back next week for the next video. If you want to give a recommendation, please leave it in the comments below, and I will add it to my list of recommendations that people have requested, and I will get the recipes out to you as soon as I can. On that note, I will see you next time.